Love it or hate it, this building is a Chicago icon. This is the James R Thompson Center in Chicago's Loop. Considered by many to be a masterpiece of postmodern architecture, the building was put up for sale a decade ago, and many thought it was bound for demolition. But now, the Thompson Center is undergoing a massive $280 million renovation in preparation for an unlikely new tenant. Let's take a look at the rebirth of an icon, Chicago's Thompson Center. In the 1970s, local leaders were looking for ways to inject life into the Loop, Chicago's declining downtown neighborhood. They put into action a redevelopment plan, which called for a new building for the Illinois state government. At the time, over 50 state agencies were housed in various offices around the city. The new building would consolidate them under one roof. And when Governor James R Thompson was elected, he doubled down on the project, hiring the up-and-coming architect Helmut Jahn to design the building. Jahn was German-born and moved to Chicago to study at the Illinois Institute of Technology. While still early in his career, Jahn had already made key contributions to the Chicago cityscape, with projects like the Xerox Center, One South Wacker, and the addition to the Chicago Board of Trade. But his proposal for the new State of Illinois Center would be perhaps his most daring yet, fully breaking the mold of Chicago modernist architecture, with a dazzling postmodernist design. Postmodernism is a style that emerged in the 1960s that eschewed the teachings of modernism, the stark and functional style that dominated the mid-century. Postmodernism, in contrast, embraced more playful, colorful, and inviting spaces. While one of the fathers of modernism, Mies van der Rohe, said, "Less is more," postmodern architect Robert Venturi said, "Less is a bore." And the Thompson Center certainly wasn't a bore. It was a grandiose statement of a building, but it was also playful and approachable. The interior is a cacophony of glass and steel, featuring a dazzling 17-story open atrium. The design also makes nods to historic symbols of civic architecture. Its central rotunda evokes American Capitol buildings. The interior of red, white, and blue evoke the flag, and the building's glass facade and open plan come to symbolize transparency and openness in government. But its futuristic aesthetic was unlike anything seen before, and it quickly became an instantly recognizable landmark. The Thompson Center opened in 1985, known then as the State of Illinois Center. Functionally, it housed state government offices, but it also served many public-facing functions, featuring courts, a DMV, retail outlets, a food court, and an entrance to the Clark and Lake CTA transit station. And the plaza quickly became a popular gathering spot and protest location. The Thompson Center was truly a palace for the people, and its unique design left an imprint on a city already full of iconic architecture. Over the following decades, it would serve the Illinois government and the people of the state. But the building was also far from perfect. Complaints arose from the noise and lack of privacy caused by the open floor plans. But most of all, its glass skeleton made it hard to keep heat in during brutal Chicago winters, and it also acted like a greenhouse during the summer. A 1987 lawsuit alleged that interior temperatures could reach 110 degrees on hot summer days. And as the years rolled on, these maintenance and operational issues compounded. By the mid-2010s, the state was forced to make a decision: put millions of dollars into renovations, or sell the building altogether. And in 2015, Governor Bruce Rauner announced that the building was officially for sale. Many feared that it spelled the end for the Thompson Center. Sitting on prime real estate in Chicago's Loop, proposals were already circulating from developers hungry to demolish the building, including one to replace it with a super tall skyscraper. Despite this, many fought hard for the building to be saved. Jahn himself even proposed a compromise, a design which would retain much of the original building while adding a skyscraper above. None of these plans stuck, and the clock was ticking on the famed building. Finally, in 2021, a deal was announced. The Thompson Center would be sold for $105 million for use as an office building. The new tenant? Google. Immediately, Google began planning a massive overhaul of the building for use as its Midwest headquarters. And a few years later, demolition crews began to strip the building to its skeleton. Google's proposed $280 million project was designed by Jahn's firm, carrying on the original architect's legacy after his death in 2021. The design will preserve the building's signature form and atrium while making significant upgrades, including replacing the facade entirely with sleek new glass, triple-paned and thermally efficient. The design also includes a reworking of the interior and updates to the plaza and the building's mechanical systems. Renderings show the interior atrium reimagined with lots of greenery, wood, and white tones. It's a far cry from the once boisterous design, but a look suitable for its new tenant's tech aesthetic. But until the project is complete, expected in 2027, it's still hard to imagine how the building will look and feel in its new form. Google's bold move, in hindsight, isn't much of a surprise. In the past decade, tech companies have been building unique and show-stopping office spaces, like Apple's Cupertino campus and Amazon's Spheres. Google's repurposing of the Thompson Center cements the company at a prominent place in the city's landscape. It's undoubtedly a bold statement from one of the world's most powerful companies. But the move is also emblematic of big tech's increasing dominance on our world. The Thompson Center, once a public amenity and civic icon, will now be an expression of corporate power. Google does claim that the atrium will remain open to the public, at least in some capacity, and the 2,000 employees that will work in the building will certainly bring new life to the Loop. So when the building reopens as the Google Center, it will mark the rebirth of an icon, but at the same time, it will also signify a death. The Thompson Center, as most Chicagoans know it, the postmodern People's Palace, will be long gone.